The concept of introduction to terrifying ghost stories serves as a gateway into the chilling world of paranormal tales that have captivated human imagination for centuries. Ghost stories are narrative accounts of encounters with spirits or entities that exist beyond the physical realm, often involving eerie settings and events that challenge our understanding of reality. These stories are crafted to evoke fear, stimulate curiosity, and explore the unknown, making them a timeless component of human culture. They serve as a reflection of society's deepest fears and fascinations with mortality and the afterlife. The significance of introducing terrifying ghost stories lies in their ability to engage and entertain audiences while also probing into psychological and cultural dimensions of fear. They provide a safe environment to explore intense emotions, allowing people to confront their fears within the confines of a controlled narrative. In the context of the main topic, introducing terrifying ghost stories sets the stage for the immersive experience that can trigger visceral reactions like a racing heart or goosebumps, fulfilling the promise of stories that'll make you wet the bed and run away frightened. For illustrative purposes, consider the classic tale of The Lady in White, a ghostly figure often seen in rural areas, haunting the roads or graveyards where she allegedly met a tragic end. This story has inspired countless regional variations, each with its own spine-tingling twist. Another notable example is The Bell Witch, a haunting from early 19th century Tennessee, involving a family plagued by an invisible entity that tormented them for years, even gaining notoriety for its perceived authenticity. These stories highlight the universal appeal and adaptability of ghost tales, resonating across different cultures and eras. While the allure of ghost stories is undeniable, there are challenges and controversies surrounding their impact. Some argue that they perpetuate superstitions and irrational fears, leading to anxiety or distress, particularly among impressionable audiences. Others contend that they exploit real-life tragedies for entertainment. However, proponents argue that ghost stories are a form of art and expression that allow exploration of the unknown in a meaningful way. Introducing terrifying ghost stories not only serves to entertain, but also connects with broader themes in the main topic by delving into the human psyche and cultural identity. They stand as a testament to storytelling's power to transcend reality, blending fear with intrigue, and ultimately influencing how we perceive the world beyond our senses. As we proceed, these stories will draw us deeper into the shadowy territories of fear, coaxing us to confront the ghosts within and beyond. When we talk about 5 scary ghost stories that'll make you wet the bed and run away frightened, we delve into narratives designed to evoke intense fear through supernatural elements. A ghost story typically involves spirits of the deceased who appear to the living, driven by unfinished business or simply wandering the earth. These tales have a rich tradition of being used to entertain, warn, or explore themes of life after death and human fears. The significance of ghost stories in this context lies in their ability to invoke primal fears, create a cathartic experience, and explore the unknown aspects of our existence. They are not just stories. They are a means to confront and process our fears in a safe, controlled environment. Consider the story of The Bell Witch haunting in Tennessee, a real-life case that blends folklore and legend, signifying the power of the human imagination intertwined with cultural narratives. Another chilling example is the Amityville Horror, based on a true story involving a family's disturbing experiences in their allegedly haunted home. These stories emphasize how ghost narratives have rooted themselves in real-life settings, becoming cautionary tales or eerie reminders of the inexplicable. Critics argue that these stories can be thrilling, yet maintain educational value by providing historical and cultural context. They frequently include ethical dilemmas or highlight human weaknesses, allowing audiences to reflect on their own lives. Despite this, several challenges and controversies surround ghost stories, including skepticism regarding their authenticity. Some view them as mere fabrications meant for profit or entertainment, rather than legitimate hauntings. Moreover, the psychological impact of these stories can be profound. While some find enjoyment in the fright, others may experience genuine distress or fear, questioning the morality of exploiting fear for entertainment. However, ghost stories consistently open dialogues about existential beliefs, life after death, and personal fears, making them a compelling genre. Ghost stories connect deeply with other aspects of horror by using similar techniques to build suspense and evoke a visceral response. They often lay the groundwork for horror tropes involving suspense, tension, and the supernatural. As a powerful tool in storytelling, ghost narratives influence literature, movies, and folklore, perpetuating a cycle of fear and fascination with the unknown. Ultimately, whether approached with skepticism or belief, ghost stories remain a potent exploration of human emotion and the boundary between reality and imagination. Classic hauntings and their origins refer to the well-established ghost stories that have stood the test of time, often rooted in historical events, folklore, or cultural beliefs. These stories typically involve spirits or entities lingering in a specific location due to unfinished business, tragic deaths, or curses. They form a significant part of the ghost story genre, offering a deeper connection to history and an understanding of human fears and superstitions across generations. The significance of classic hauntings in the context of 5 scary ghost stories that'll make you wet the bed and run away frightened lies in there to tap into widely recognized fears and cultural myths, making them relatable and universally chilling. Such stories are integral to the genre because they set the standard for what is considered truly terrifying, drawing on centuries-old narratives to engage and frighten audiences. One quintessential example of classic hauntings is the tale of the Headless Horseman from Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Set in a post-Revolutionary War America, the spirit of the decapitated soldier who haunts Sleepy Hollow exemplifies how historical elements and supernatural folklore blend to create enduring ghost stories. Another example is the famous haunting of the Tower of London, where the ghost of Anne Boleyn, one of the many historical figures executed there, has reportedly been seen wandering without her head. These stories illustrate how haunting legends often arise from genuine historical events, lending credibility and fear to their narratives. Supporters of the appeal of classic hauntings often point out that these stories offer a way to confront and explore human emotions related to death, justice, and the unknown, wrapped in thrilling and imaginative tales. However, some might argue that classic hauntings can sometimes rely too heavily on stereotypes or cliches, potentially limiting the diversity and creativity in the genre. One challenge in presenting classic hauntings is addressing the varying degrees of belief in supernatural phenomena across different cultures. While some may view these tales as spooky entertainment, others may interpret them as genuine accounts of the paranormal. Despite these differing perspectives, the story's historical and cultural roots contribute to their pervasive influence on modern ghost narratives, enhancing the eeriness of newer ghost stories by providing a foundation steeped in tradition and legend. By understanding classic hauntings and their origins, new stories can be created that both respect the traditional elements and innovate within the genre, ensuring audiences remain captivated and suitably frightened. The heading, 5 Scary Ghost Stories That'll Make You Wet the Bed and Run Away Frightened, immediately promises tales of supernatural occurrences that evoke intense fear and suspense, capturing the imagination of those who dare to read them. Ghost stories have long been a staple of cultural lore, serving not only as entertainment, but as a way to explore the unknown and confront our deepest fears. These stories are significant because they tap into the universal human fascination with the afterlife and the unexplainable, playing on primal fears that exist across cultures and ages. By provoking a visceral reaction, ghost stories achieve what few other genres can. They push the boundaries of belief, blending the line between reality and fiction. For example, the urban legend of the Lady in White, a ghostly figure said to haunt roadsides and highways, capturing the imagination and fear of countless drivers who claim to have seen her. This story is a classic within ghost lore because it plays on the fear of encountering something inexplicable on familiar, everyday routes, turning the mundane into a potential source of terror. Another example is the tale of the Bell Witch, a well-documented case of a poltergeist-like spirit harassing a 19th century Tennessee family. This story stands out due to the sheer volume of witnesses and its influence on popular culture, demonstrating the power of ghost stories to persist and evolve over time. Proponents of ghost stories argue they serve as a safe space for experiencing fear, helping to process anxiety and learn resilience. They can also act as a bridge to history, preserving tales from the past and keeping cultural heritage alive. However, skeptics challenge the validity of such stories, citing the lack of empirical evidence and attributing experiences to psychological phenomena like the power of suggestion and pareidolia. Others are concerned about the potential to exploit these tales for sensationalism, potentially leading to the spread of misinformation. Ghost stories often influence other forms of horror literature and media, enhancing the repertoire of horror creators who draw on these folkloric elements. They serve as a foundation upon which more complex narratives are built, enriching the genre with depth and variety. In understanding ghost stories, we confront our fears, navigate our cultural history, and partake in an age-old tradition of storytelling that connects the living with the mysteries of the afterlife.